sila Abernathyho, ktorý je 35 rokov v biznise ako coach, konzultant, školiteľ, lektor a líder. Má na konte spoločnosti ako IBM, Honeywell alebo Shell, čiže veľké firmy. A mne sa veľmi páči, že on hovorí, že sa snaží zlepšovať budúcnosť tým, že pomáha budovať lídrov, ktorí túto budúcnosť budú vytvárať. Okrem svojho biznisu má spoločnosť, ktorá sa volá Projektovy a pôsobí na takých dvoch exotických miestach, v Bratislave a v Melbourne. To je také podobné veľmi. Tak ešte má takú neziskovú iniciatívu, ktorá sa volá Skill the Gap, ktorá pomáha mladým ľuďom, aby sa stali budúcimi lídrami. Určite pozrite, že skillthegap.org. Myslím, že to máte aj v profilom, v materiáloch alebo na webe. Takže, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Phil Abernathy.
Dobré ráno, Bratislava. I'm really sorry I can't talk in Slovak, but I'm trying. So I will get there. A couple of years ago, I was leading a big transformation for a blue chip company globally, and of course they went agile. They needed to go agile for an agile transformation, so everybody went, okay, we go agile. And then after 1 year of agile, nothing got better, nothing got faster. Things actually slowed down in many places, and we had serious problems. So they sent me to investigate, go and talk to people in China and India and everywhere and see what's happening. And that's when I came across what I call the maze. And I want to walk you through this. So, when do you think the first organization structures were formed? Where and when, roughly? Egypt. Was it in business? Was it Sumer? In which sort of industry was it the first organized management structures? Agriculture could be. Construction could be. We're missing the most important one that started right at the beginning. The military. Yeah, the military was, and I think agriculture and the other areas very quickly copied, but most of our original structures came from military structures. It was command and control, top down, how we organize things, and it worked. And roughly around the turn of the century, so 1915 or so, Taylorism came about, and of course Henry Ford came, and we started structuring work in a different way. So as I went through this, originally what we found, right up to the 80s, we had sort of what is called vertical structures. Department 1, Department 2, HR, Finance, A, B, C. Single point accountability, top down, worked well. Roughly around the 90s, we started, middle 80s, 90s, there was a lot of globalization taking place. So we got this. We got, channels, we got regions, we got sectors, we got geographies, and they call this the matrix organization. Okay, it's getting a bit more difficult, but we managed. And something strange happened in the 90s, almost to 2000. And this came from, actually from the business schools, from the Harvards and the Cambridges and the others. And they call it KPI management. So what is KPI management? So if something is not working, let us say your service is not good, let us make a VP of service. Now you have problem with innovation, let's make a VP of innovation. Now there's a problem with delivery, let's make a VP of delivery. So we went on and on and on building these structures up, and in the middle is Bob. Bob is the one doing the work. This has not changed. This has not changed. And this is the maze that we have. So imagine in the military, if you had a vice president or a general of shooting, a general of retreating, a general of walking, a general of flight, it doesn't work because there's no single point accountability. And this is where we find ourselves. This was the maze that was a large part of the problem. And then as we dug deeper, I found the madness. Now what is the madness? The madness is how work flows through the maze. And there are multiple ways. The first way is the way that is documented in the folders and kept in the cupboard. This is how work is supposed to flow according to somebody who did the business process mapping. But then there is another way. We know that this is how it really works. And of course, if you know the right people, the fastest way to get it done is that way. There's 3 ways at least in every company of how work flows through the maze. Yeah. And then what do? And then we bring in SAP and we automate the whole lot. So it's like pouring cement, you know? It's all nice and easy when you start, and then you put SAP and now you're stuck. That is where we found ourselves. Whether it's SAP or Oracle or PeopleSoft, it's all the same. Yeah, it's an ERP, big implementation of process. And of course, what's happened there? That's not me. Did I touch something? Was that you, Joseph? All right. So, what happens while Joseph gets this out? We have the maze, we have the madness, and every one of these vice presidents has got KPIs, dashboards, metrics. Now the new word is OKRs, yeah, objectives and key results. And they all have, so let me keep going through this. They all have milestones, goals, dashboards, everything. And this is the world we operate in. Yeah? And what do we need for this? To get this, nobody wants this red. No. Everyone has to be green. They are like what we call watermelon projects. Green on the outside, even though it's red inside. Yeah? So, I'm referring to the project management community, including myself, because that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm currently a program director at one of the big projects globally for a client in the US. That's what we need. That's what we become. We're maze runners. We're running the maze. Yeah? Doesn't matter, agile, waterfall. We all live in the maze, and we're running the maze. And it's not easy. It's not easy. Imagine. We have no accountability, no responsibility, lots of responsibility, but no authority at all in this maze. Yeah? In fact, nobody does. Nobody knows. So, if you look at some set of values and principles and project management, whether it's PMI or Agile PMI or whatever, it doesn't matter, what we are dealing with is what is at the back. What I call the org structure, the operating model, the whole budgeting, the way work flows, the cycle of approvals, etc. And of course talent, which is the least addressed problem in most of the big companies. Yeah? The quality of the leaders, the quality of the people, this is what we face. Yeah? And it's not our job to change it, but it's our job to deliver in this maze. Okay? So, the SDLC itself, the system development life cycle, if you're doing software projects or if you're doing any projects, has not changed. So I just want to touch a little bit on that. Yeah? There's always 2 parts. You do some form of discovery, preparation, getting ready, everything, analyzing, and then you're into the deliver phase. Now if you look at the discovery phase, like this is where the boss will call you. And I've been called in many times, I'm sure you have been called in. I want you to drive this project. And they give you no resources, no money, no nothing, just an oily rag, and you have to drive the car with nothing else. Do you recognize this? Yes. Roll back. This is before the project goes into delivery. Yeah? So you are driving this by yourself with 1.5 person from somewhere managing to get the project started. You're looking at scope, you're looking at deliverables, you're setting expectations, you're trying to get the resources, you're going to get it there. And then you go into delivery. Now, here we come with what everybody is talking about today. Oh, is it waterfall? Is that our biggest problem? No, that's not our biggest problem. It does not matter. If you're lucky, it is one of them. It doesn't matter which one. But if you're normal like me, you're always working with two. There's always waterfall, there's some pocket of agile, there's somebody, either big agile and small waterfall. It's there, everywhere. Now, I'm 37 years in the business now, in IT mainly, so went through project management, analysis, design, programming, the whole lot. I was CIO with Shell, and of course, I then started transforming companies, so started doing Agile. And if you look at the actual process of delivery, whether you're building a house or you're delivering software, as a leader who's leading that, a project manager, you must know the subject. That is vital. You can't manage a project that you don't know much about. Otherwise, people will just run around you. So you have to know that. So whether it is in small cycle loops or the process is a big process, it really is a very small part of our challenge. And I will now talk to you about a few of the things, 4 of the things that for me is the most important for success in project management. And a hot tip is, it has nothing to do with the process. It doesn't matter what the process is. So, what's our focus? If you look at PMs, and you can always say, yeah, there's dependency management in between, there's this. It's basically this. These 6 things you have to drive at the same time. And everyone is pulling in a different direction. You want more scope, you don't have enough money, you have no resources, you have to deliver more value. It's the usual challenges that we all face. And of course, in the middle, you've got this multi-headed stakeholders, many, many of them all over the place. Yeah. Does this change if you're doing waterfall or if you're doing agile? Do you think it changes? No, it does not change. This is exactly the same. No matter what methodology you are following or process of delivering it, this does not change. So this is the focus that you have to keep in your head. Managing this is a must. Now, as you go up the tree, you're managing one project. Okay, not so hard. Now you're managing a program with 3 projects. One part of the project is waterfall, the other part is agile. And you go up one more level, you're managing 10 projects or programs, which is called a portfolio. The main challenge is, as you go up the tree, is dependency. Dependency management. This project depending on that project, this is not finished, this one needs that work. So, the actual challenge itself of running and delivering value is mainly in the area of dependency management. Now, I will talk a little bit about SAFe later on. It's just another process. How many of you have heard about SAFe? Any SAFe certified people in the room? Okay. So, it's just a process, yeah, for delivering something that is at scale. So, you do Agile in a little way, now you want to do 17 Agile projects, and you want to run the whole department Agile. So, what process do you put on it? Now, when I was starting my journey, and then, let's say about 20 years into it, when I went to projects, and people said, yeah, this was before Agile, and you go into a traditional waterfall shop, do you think there is one way of doing waterfall? What is your experience? No, there is no. I mean, yes, there's something in the book, but what was the pre-Agile way of delivering projects? I'll tell you, it was what I thought was right, it's what you thought was right, what you thought was right, you just did it. You had a process, you do the specifications, then you do the design, then you do some building, then you do some testing, then you do some delivering. and each one made their own process. Sometimes the company made the process, sometimes the project manager made the process. And we ran this and the previous one. So in all this, whether it's Agile, Waterfall, what really works? There are 4 things that for me have been essential to my success, but essential to the success of all the projects that I've worked with. The first one, it's a form of values-based leadership. This does not matter whether you're doing Waterfall or Agile. You have to trust people. If you don't, it's not going to work. You're alone. Then you're in a very bad place. You have to have respect for people. You have to treat them well. Okay? You have to be open with people, with what you're doing. If you keep it closed, yeah, you will get by sometime, but not all the time. Okay? You have to be authentic. If you say something, you have to live by it. You have to mean it. This values-based leadership has been there right from the time of, the first military leaders as well, and great leaders right through time have all shown this. Are they project managers? Of course, they're managing some form of delivery. Now, at the heart of this, we need one thing. This is what I call the mother of all values, and that's courage. Without this, no project manager can be successful. Let's wait till a few of them grab a seat. Yeah. Would you agree with this one? Yeah. They say you need kahunas for this. Yeah? You have to carry this. This is the first one that I found is essential no matter what you do. The second one is this. Clarity of purpose. If you want to get a team of people to go from here to there, you have to know where is there. And believe me, when you are given a project, when you're given a program of work, people say, yeah, this is what I want. Do you think that is what you should deliver? Of course not. It is never clear. It is your job to get it clear. Yeah? And there are 2 parts to that. The first part is this. All those expectations. It is not written anywhere. Oh, I need this by this date. Then there's a wish date in somebody's head. Then somebody thinks you will do it for half the price. Somebody else thinks that, yeah, this will just happen like magic. No people should need it. There are all these expectations that are running through. We have to peel them out. We have to use techniques. Now, my hair became this color on Waterfall. So I'm in the old camp. I then took to Agile, and I loved it because it actually gave me a few techniques to put in my pocket to clarify expectations, little practices. And I would encourage all of you to learn them, because forget the word Agile. Who cares about that word? We're talking about techniques that you can put in your back pocket that will make you bring out these expectations without being fired. You don't want to be fired. Yeah? You want to do it in a nice way. You can't say, what are your expectations? Yeah, well, there's the door. Next morning, contract cancelled. No. You have to bring it out. And that's what Agile gives you. That's what other systems gives you. We had older techniques before that are still used today. Now they now call it Agile. So, for most people, it is not new. It is old wine in a new bottle. Yeah. So, first thing, expectations. To get clarity of purpose. The second thing, these are the two main parts that we always deal with. Doing the right work and doing the work right. Which part do you think is more difficult? The first one, right? Absolutely. And if you don't get this right, you will always fail with this. Always. So we have to spend time figuring out what is this work they have given us. They'll give us a file like this. Yeah, this is the project. Yeah, hello. What is that? You have to split out clear this part is what brings you clarity of purpose. If you don't spend time on this and only spend time on this, you will not succeed. What they tell you is not what they want. Believe me. And you'll know it. So you have to find out really what do they want, what do they need. So that's that. Now the third one, the most important one for me. Some people have felt that, Agile means no control and just do what you want. Absolutely not. If you cannot have control, you are going to fail. But you must have control without being controlling. Does it make sense? So how do you do that? How do you do control without controlling? How do you be a great leader? By keeping your finger on the pulse. So there are 4 things I call. The first one is what I call the wisdom of the crowd. There's a big difference between communication and collaboration. And very often we're used to communicate. Do this, do that, here's the presentation, here's the strategy, here's what you have to deliver. That's communication. That's one way. Collaboration is when it's 2 ways and a third way comes out of it. So you go 1 + 1 + 1 and you get 3, 4, 5. You collaborate. You use the wisdom of the group to get it out. Now, is this Agile? Is this waterfall? This was there 20, 30 years ago, where you collaborate. Smaller teams automatically collaborate. When it becomes big, they need a project manager. But we still want to collaborate. So our job is to enable collaboration. And we become, more than project managers, we become facilitators. So really what you're doing is you're slowly changing a hat. You're becoming a facilitator of the group. Rather than, you know all the answers, you're giving them the answers. It's a style change. Next one. Empowerment. Oh, people get very, oh my God, what does this mean? This means just allow them to do what they will. Absolutely not. Empowering them means listening to them. It means collaborating with them. It means asking them what, and them means not the team. Them means the leaders, the stakeholders, the partners, the suppliers, the delivery people, everyone. To empower them, you have to start becoming a little bit of a servant leader. You are bringing resources to the team. You are moving the big blockers for the team. Is this Agile? Is this waterfall? No, this is just project management. Yeah, that's what it is. And we were doing it 20 and 30 years ago, and you all are still doing it, and I'm still doing it in my job today. Okay. Now, remember the maze? Because of the maze, and because of the thousands of measures and metrics, and everybody has some dashboard somewhere, we are not measuring what really matters. You have to identify the 2 or 3 or 4 things that will change the needle for you and report on. And they are not in somebody's dashboard. I'll tell you that. They may be somewhere, but normally you have to find it. For the success of this project, of this program, of this initiative, whatever you call it, what is the key things that will change it? And then, how do we measure it? So I read a very interesting article in one of the magazines recently, and I do a bit of work with Amazon here and there. One of the key driving principles of Amazon is for every product or project that they deliver, that they work on, they spend more time deciding how to measure success than actually designing the product. Because this is not easy. How do you measure that your website is successful? We'll just measure views. Is that enough? No, that's a vanity metric. That only makes you feel good. We had 1,000 views. How many people bought? Well, 2. what really matters is what makes the difference. And take time to think about what you should measure for success. Nobody will tell us that. Nobody comes to us and says, Mr. Project Manager, Mrs. Project Manager, I want you to measure this. They will have some stats, which you also have to do. Okay. So this for me is the key to success. And the last point for control without controlling is transparency and visual management. Now this is difficult because you're doing this. You're vulnerable. You're opening your jacket and you're showing the bad and the good. And tendency is to close it, yeah? So red becomes orange, becomes light orange, becomes pale blue, becomes green. Okay. This beautiful rainbow transformation is what we have specialized in. Nobody wants to hear red. So it's good to put it up on the walls, use visual management techniques, and make sure that the results of your project or your program are visual. Progress, risks, issues, blockers, put them up. Dependencies, put them up. Something happens in our brain when we look and work at things. And it's very strange because if you have it like this, and I'm talking to you, I've got a PowerPoint presentation and I've sent it to you, and you go, oh, okay, it's my PowerPoint presentation. It's not yours. It will never be yours. It is mine. I've sent it to you. Yeah? The numbers are mine. They're not yours. So we are talking like this. You see the hands, you see the body language. But the minute you go like this and you start drawing stuff like this together, yeah, whatever it is. Now you are focusing here together. Something changes in the brain. This is neuroscience. This is not psychology. And today's studies in neuroscience are showing, at the end of the day, we're all in the relationship business. That's what we are. Project managers are in the relationship business. We're running the maze. We have to use techniques like this more and more to start getting buy-in, to start getting transparency, as opposed to sending the deck, and then we'll go to the meeting and we review the deck. Now, I know it's difficult. It's not easy, because that's how people have been working. And you have to change it, slowly. But just do it. As you do it, they like it, they love it, they love this. Managers love this. They'll come and they'll draw, they'll say, no, this is not what I want. I actually want this to be delivered here. This is it. Okay, now we're talking. Let's start talking. Yeah? So it suddenly becomes theirs. And then you just take a picture and put it in the PowerPoint pack. That's it. Do not redo it. Photograph. So those for me are the four there. So we got value-based leadership. We have clarity of purpose. We have control without controlling. And the last one is design for flow. Because of this main, it is very hard for work to flow through. There's a million bottlenecks in there. And very often we, as the project managers, are responsible for actually designing the change. Put your teams together. Have them work in smaller groups. Break a big group. So, good example. I'm leading currently a data program that is moving the entire old warehouse to the cloud. So it's a cloud data program with AI, artificial intelligence, plugged into the new data warehouse in the cloud. 25 people, not a very big team, spread here and there. So, 2 squads, 12 people each, too big. So now we have made what is called pods. I don't use the word agile at all. Yeah? 3 to 4 people, small group, 3 to 4 people, set group, 3 to 4 people, 3 to 4 people. They have their own features that come down the line, and they keep it work. They work independently, together. 2 are remote on one team, but you figure it out. It's you 4, and it's you designing for flow is what we as program directors, as program managers have to work with. Because you will get part-time people, people working on 5 projects, people working on 7 projects. Do you have that? Yeah. You will never get dedicated resources. So these challenges you have to work with to see where's the bottleneck and tune that in the process. So as we go through, now I find it a bit sad and a bit strange that we are not taught these things in PMI. These we learn through sweat and blood. That's how we learn this. It's not taught. Yeah. So it's something that we have to learn through listening, through working with together. The 4 things that for me, no matter what methodology you're using, this whole methodology issue is a smokescreen. Don't waste your time on it. Focus on these 4 things. And no matter what project, what program, what portfolio you're leading, you will be successful. And that, if you say pragmatic project management, for me, I call it sensible leadership. Because we are leaders. As program managers, as program directors, as project managers, we are leaders. Essentially, we have to lead. And you have to bring out every single leadership quality in us to lead that. Would you agree with that? So, with that, thank you very much. And I'm spot on time. So, any questions? 1 or 2 questions, just for a short break?
Otázky? Také vyčerpávajúce, alebo si také vyčerpaný?
Yeah, it's early morning still, so the engine has to start.
You don't have to ask in English.
Yes.
If you don't feel secure, we can translate it.
Yeah, just ask it in Slovak, and I will answer in Slovak.
Take your chance because Phil is leaving for the airport.
He's got
Okay.
So Phil, maybe how do you see the current organizations, or say here around maybe Vienna, maybe other market, how they are, let's say, how they fulfill your expectations or your advices?
So I think the current organizations are working with in transformations. In this year I've worked with 9 globally, right from Melbourne, Singapore, Denmark, here in Bratislava, and Vienna, of course the US. But we are shaking empires. So this is a massive threat. Any form of transformation is a threat. And there is a saying in the US, the turkey will not vote for Thanksgiving. Yeah, does that make sense? How do you translate that? Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. You use a Slovak analogy. The fish will not vote for Christmas, because I had fish for Christmas.
Yes, we also have fish.
Yes.
Kapore sa neteší na Vianoce.
Yeah. So transformation is a very difficult thing because as you have VPs and VPs, they need directors, and unfortunately measurement and reward has been on how many people report to you. And this has happened in the last 20 years only. How many people report to you grows. So your whole job, when you get a senior job, is to build a senior team, big team. Now you have the mace. So everyone has got a team and a team and a team. Very hard to break that. You need strong leadership. Where I have been successful, I've had senior-most leaders, CEO level, we are doing this. And then the people are happier. You think, oh, we're cutting jobs. No, the people are happier because nobody likes to work in the maze.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone, and I wish you all the best on your journey.